Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir. I also rise to participate in the debate on the Governor's address. And at the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Governor for having addressed this August House. So, when we read this Governor's address, and especially when we come to the portion where a mention was made about the growth of the state. As a responsible citizen of the state, we would love to appreciate the government. We would love to be happy on the whatever reflected in the Governor's address. However, sir, as the member of the opposition party, it is our job, our duty to analyze the claims made by the government in this Governor's address. So, therefore, sir, I feel that we need to have a proper debate on the claims made by the government through this address. So when we are talking about growth, we need also to understand that the growth has to be distributed among all the stakeholders, including the citizens of the state. The government proudly speaks of tripling Meghalaya's economy by 2032. However, sir, tripling of GDP does not mean tripling people's income. We need to look at the per capita income of the state, and there are some pertinent questions that we need to raise before the government so that the government can come out clearly whether the growth is real or nominal. Has poverty reduced significantly? Has unemployment decreased? Will the income of our farmers triple? Will the wages of our daily laborers triple? Will the employment of our youth triple? These are the questions, sir, that the government needs to address. So when we come and analyze about the real and the nominal growth, we should also understand when we speak about growth, we also want to know whether the growth inflation has been adjusted or not. How much is the inflation contribution to the growth? If inflation is high, much of the increase as stated in this address is illusionary. So, sir, Meghalaya has been to evaluate with the state of Tamil Nadu and claimed to be the second fastest growing state. So this, for the benefit of this August House, is due to the low base effect. Small states often show high growth due to low base. When the base is small, sir, even modest expansion in the expenditure appears extraordinary. So when we look at the per capita income among the northeastern states, Sikkim per capita income is the highest among northeastern states. Arunachal with 5,87,000 and Arunachal Pradesh with 2,46,800,000. Mizoram 2,34,900. Nagaland 1,54,800. Meghalaya 1,57,100, Assam 1,59,185, Manipur 1,19,900. So Meghalaya is above only 2 other northeastern states as far as the per capita income is concerned. So, sir, therefore, I feel that as a state, we should not celebrate too early when it comes to the growth of the state. So, the real question is not whether growth exists or not. The real question is who is benefiting from the growth. If growth benefits few contractors only, consultants, and few urban centers, while rural areas are stagnating, sir, then development is uneven. So therefore, sir, until growth is visible in every village, until employment reaches every youth, until autonomy is strengthened, until fiscal discipline is ensured, we have to ensure that the qualification of the word growth is as per its spirit and letter. So, while I am standing here, I am reminded of the indomitable courage and conviction of our visionary leaders who stood before the Constituent Assembly without fear, demanding constitutional protection for our indigenous tribal communities. So after intense deliberation and prolonged debates, their persistence culminated in the inclusion of the 6th schedule in the Constitution of India.